Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, thank you guys for watching this video. Today I'll be sharing about my first Ramadan experience, what I've learned from this Ramadan, and hopefully it will also benefit a lot of the new Muslims out there and people who's going to convert, right? Hopefully when they watch this video they want to know what Ramadan is like, why we are doing Ramadan. Hopefully this will benefit them in some way, inshallah. So I converted to become a Muslim close to 3 months ago, and before I started my Ramadan, I actually spoke to my teacher, right, on to teach me, to ask him to teach me what Ramadan is, right, like what is Ramadan, the history behind it, what is the recommended act that we do, what we cannot do during Ramadan, and why we do Ramadan, right? And the why we do Ramadan, I think that is one of the hardest thing to understand, right? Because why we do Ramadan is basically to build up our taqwa, and what is taqwa, right? Taqwa is the fear of God, our awareness of God, our consciously aware of God, right? And it is a concept that's hard to understand, but I think the beauty of our religion is that all these concepts can be put into practical things like Ramadan, right? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala He knows what is good for us, and He knows what's best for us, and He knows what's the best way for us to learn, to do all these things, right? And so He made Ramadan a compulsory act, as a Muslim, right? Because He knows that it will help us build up our taqwa, right? As a training and as an exercise, right? It is not a like, oh, you do Ramadan, you will have taqwa immediately, confirm. After you complete Ramadan 30 days, you will get taqwa, right? It is not like that. It is like a training and an exercise, right? And what do I mean by training as an training and as an exercise, right? Because okay, let me give you guys an example, okay, so that it better helps us, to understand. And this is what helped me to understand as well, right? If someone like an athlete, right, he or she wants to become a good athlete, right, what does she have to do? She have to go through hours and hours of training, right? If you want to be good at running, you have to do hours and hours of running every single day, so that you can become the best runner. You can become good at running, right? You build up your stamina, right? If you want to be a good soldier, right, even if you just want to join the army, right, what does all the soldiers have to go through? They have to go through the basic training, right? The basic military training, right? It is different, the type of trainings is different, but basically it is hard and it is tough, right? And why do all this military training, why is it meant to be tough? It is so that once the training ends and once the training finishes, everything else will be made much easier for them, because they have already gone through the tough things, right? And the usual tasks will seem so much easier to them because they have experienced what it is like, to go through the tough things. It is like, example again, the marathon runner, right? If you are always running, marathon 42 kilometers, right? When you go to the gym and you run on the treadmill for 20 minutes, it will be so much easier for you because they have already experienced and trained for the 42 kilometers run. And so everything will feel much easier to them, even though it is actually not supposed to be easy, right? It can be easy for other people, but for this person who's trained up, who has built up his stamina, right, his muscles, everything will be much easier. And it is the same thing I feel for Ramadan, right? We are training our God consciousness, we are training our obedience, we are training up our fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How? By going through this Ramadan. Because when we go through this Ramadan, we are not only fighting against our fundamental needs. Our body is hungry, our stomach is growling, our stomach and our throat, our whole body is telling us to disobey our Creator, right? Our whole body is telling us, oh, we want food, but no, our heart knows that we cannot have food. So our heart tells our body, no, we can't have food until Maghrib, right? It is not an easy thing to do, right? When we go against what our body wants for the whole day, right? For the whole day you have to have a dry throat. For the whole day you have to have a hungry growling stomach, right? It is not an easy thing to do, but once we have gone through the 30 days of training, everything afterwards will seem so much easier, right? When we can pray on a full stomach again, when we can do our 5 prayers a day on a full stomach again, right? It will be so much easier for us, right? Compared to praying on an empty stomach. So, and the beautiful thing is that, it is designed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so beautifully, right? Like, just an example, okay? Like, we have to wake up every morning as a mandatory act for us Muslims to pray Fajr or Subuh, right? And during the month of Ramadan, we have to wake up slightly earlier, be it 30 minutes, be it 1 hour, however long, each person needs, right? To prepare, to eat food, and then pray, and then go to sleep, right? And in this month of Ramadan, we get used to waking up one hour earlier, 30 minutes earlier, so that afterwards, when we need to wake up for Subuh or Fajr, it will be so much easier for us to wake up, because compared to waking up 5:30, because previously, such like for someone like me who converted to become a Muslim, right? Previously, I can wake up 10, 11, 12, right? But now I have to wake up at 5:30, 5:40 every day to pray, right? But when I'm comparing it to that, it might seem, wow, I have to wake up so much earlier, right? But if I compare it to the month of Ramadan, I compare it to waking up at 4:45, right? It will seem like, wow, after this month of Ramadan, I don't have to wake up so early anymore. I can wake up 1 hour later just to pray Subuh. I don't have to wake up early to eat. And that is the beauty of Islam. That is the beauty of our religion, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made things so beautifully for us. He has designed everything, and I feel that, like after this month of Ramadan, right, I tend to look at things in different ways, and yeah, so hopefully you guys will understand my explanation and how I felt during this Ramadan. Hopefully you guys will be able to learn something from it, and hopefully I'll see all of you in my next video, inshallah. I hope that all of you have a nice day, and remember to subscribe, hit the like button down below, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye bye.